Well, grab your cameras and look up. The supermoon is making its grand appearance tonight. And to break down what's actually happening above us tonight, we're chatting with Houston Chronicle meteorologist Justin Ballard. Welcome to the show, Justin.
Thank you for having me. There seems to be a little bit of confusion, which we'll talk about between what the name of this supermoon is.
Because they each have their own names. But yes, I'm very excited to hear about that. But we have this full moon tonight. What's making it so unique for us?
Well, let's talk about what a full moon is, first of all. So I've got this globe. Let's kind of go all the way on out here. So we've got the moon, and this is when we're looking at what's called perigee. Now, the moon is at its farthest at this point, roughly 252,000 miles away, which sometimes, depending on if you're on I-10 or 610, kind of feels like, you know, from one end of Houston to the other. But let's get a little closer and let's pop that moon out just a little bit more. And this is where we're at, you know, with the supermoon, apogee. That is the moon is at its closest point to Earth, a short 221,000 miles away.
You know, it's just right down the street.
Just casually.
Okay, very cool. So it's not necessarily, you know, we hear supermoon. A lot of people are like, the moon is bigger. Now, the moon didn't change size. It's just how far away it is from us.
It's just how far away. Now, I will say it might appear, you know, 10, maybe 15% larger and brighter, certainly. But you really would have to have a very keen night eye to be able to see it being bigger than what it actually is. So it's more of an illusion.
Okay, more of an illusion, but it's a very cool one. Now, we were talking a little bit about the names. Each of these full moons have names. Let's walk through what this one's actually called.
Yeah, so we're talking about the fall full moons, which is a little bit of a mouthful there. But the September full moon is normally called the harvest moon. However, if that moon occurs before September 8th, it's called the corn moon.
Okay.
So let's fast forward to October. We just came out of October. You know, if the harvest moon or if the full moon of October occurs before October 8th, it's called the harvest moon. If it occurs after, it's called the hunter's moon. Okay. Which brings us to November's full moon. The hunter's moon, if it is before November 7th. And today's date is November 5th.
Yes. Right. I know, I was literally like thinking, I was like, is it the 5th, the 6th, or the 7th? Yes.
If the November full moon occurred after November 7th, it would be called the Beaver Moon. So if you look on social media, if you look on, you know, any of the search engines, a lot of people are referring to this moon as the Beaver Moon. It's actually the hunter's moon.
It's actually the hunter's moon. And I love this because they all have their own little meanings, of course.
They absolutely do. And all of them really kind of stem, you know, from indigenous cultures. You know, we've kind of been naming them these full moons for hundreds of years, just kind of based on that.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about if you're planning on tracking the moon throughout the night. There's actually certain times where it may actually appear larger depending on where it is in the sky. And
it's right after sunset, right as the moon comes up. So if you go out around 7, 8 o'clock tonight, you've got, well, 6 or 7 o'clock, you should be good. The moon will appear largest right, you know, kind of after the moon does come up, and even orange hued. So the size is less to do with, you know, how close it is early on, and more to do with the fact that you've got all this tree and shrubbery stuff that you're kind of comparing the size to. The moon will appear smaller once it's higher in the sky, but that's because there's nothing at ground level or along the horizon for you to be comparing it to. So that's why it looks a lot bigger right when it comes up.
Okay, I love that. That's so nice to actually know the science behind it. Okay, so let's talk some forecasts here.
Yes.
What are we going to do?
A really nice forecast early on.
Yes.
So you see those temperatures there falling into the upper 50s, low 60s. It's going to be chilly, but again, this is really overnight into early tomorrow morning. So for the most part, this evening, temperatures are going to be in the, what, 60s?
60s,
So it's going to be very comfortable out there, mostly clear skies. Fog will be starting to roll in likely after 10 or 11 p.m., I should say. So the first couple of hours after the sun sets, the moon comes up, will be picture perfect if you get out there and take some pictures. Okay,
so you should be pretty much good to go for most of it. And then it's not going to be dense fog for everybody. So I would say if you're a big, you know, sky watcher, still try to go out there and, you know, hopefully you'll be one of the ones that miss out on that fog. But okay, Justin, it has been a while. It's been too long, but it is Weather Joke Wednesday. So that means you get a joke today, as well as all of y'all.
And you didn't give me the joke beforehand.
I didn't.
So this is really
This one is almost like a riddle too.
Oh boy.
Okay, it's a short one though. Okay, so what bites but doesn't have any teeth?
Fall chill?
You're very close.
Am I warm?
Bites. You're very warm. It is frost. frostbite.
I love that.
Isn't that good? It's a good little
Let's give her
riddle.
a round of applause.
Thank you.
That.
I
That's
thought that
great.
was good too. It required a little bit of thought with it,
Right.
and you did great. One of my producers said life, and I was like, that's too deep and too dark for this, but it's fine. Well, thank you so much for being here, Justin.